guys, what's up with you everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in. And for all the newbies, I'm Arpita Bahel welcoming you to the Crazy Wisdom. And for the oldie goldies, welcome back you guys. And as promised to all of you, I'm back with my video number 2. So today we'll be talking about a really interesting topic in Vedic astrology, birth charts or horoscopes, and what its components are. And this is a thing that every one of you, I'm sure, might have been introduced to for once in your lives by your chacha-chachis or mama-mummies or uncle-aunties, especially around the wedding season. Birth charts these are, and they hold, these charts hold a really integral position in this subject because everything sort of starts off and concludes right in these charts. Okay? So, without further ado, put on your thinking caps and your wisdom boots. Let's shoot. So, a typical birth chart looks something like this, a rectangular pictorial representation of the night sky above at the exact time of birth of a person. Now, this rectangle gets further divided down into 12 parts of equal spread and strength. Now, because this is a representation of the spherical sky above, the total spread that this horoscope gets is of 360 degrees, and the 12 smaller parts reduce down to 30 degrees each. Alright? Seems simple, doesn't it? A cute little rectangle with cute little parts. What is the maximum that it can do? Well, trust me when I say it is one hell of a control freak. This is something that directs us, controls us, and molds us in our destinies right from scratch and throughout. It is such a control freak that had it been a living, breathing person, I would have named it an Aryan or a Virgin for sure, because given the kind of control freakinism, if that is a word, it shouts out for. Anyway, moving on from the completely non-living birth charts, let me give you a scenario. Now, imagine that you're an owner of a company and any profit or loss incurred to that company would directly impact you and your growth and development. Alright. Now, in order for this company to work well and give you profit, you deploy and set up certain departments, right from marketing to HR to research to development to sales to logistics, everything, alright? Now, when we map all this on a horoscope, the 12 parts that I mentioned earlier are nothing but the 12 houses that, look after one important aspect in your life, and they control and coordinate that aspect. For example, the first house is the house of self. It directs your personality, your natural disposition in life, your temperament, your general outlook. The 7th house in the similar manner shows and directs your partnerships of all sorts in your life, right from your marriage partnership or your business partnership. In the similar manner, the 10th house is your career house, the house of your profession. It shows what kind of a work you'll be involved in your life. So, this is the kind of dynamics that the houses have in a horoscope. Another point to note here is that the chart that I'm showing you is the North Indian style of horoscopic representation. Of course, there are other ways in which we represent horoscopes, such as the East Indian or the South Indian style of representation, but we don't have to be concerned with that. But as far as this representation is concerned, always keep in mind that in this representation, house number 1 always remains this one. This is the house number 1, and going anti-clockwise from this direction, we go towards house number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this becomes the house number 12. So in the North Indian style of representation, which we are going to be following all throughout, the houses always remain fixed. Now, moving back to the company that we own. In order for all the departments to function well, we need a certain department head that directs and controls that department and makes it perform exceptionally well. Now, when we map all of this on the horoscopic level, this is where the 12 signs of the zodiac, the famous sun sign astrological signs that we absolutely love discussing about, come in, right from Aries, Taurus, Gemini to Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, and they occupy each of the 12 houses of the zodiac, of the horoscope, Now, which sign occupies which house depends solely upon the sign that was on the rise in the eastern horizon at the time of birth of the person. Now, for example, consider a scenario when Taurus was on the rising when a particular person was born. So house number 1, this house gets occupied by Taurus and it gets the sign lord 2. The second house, in the same manner, moving in the anti-clockwise direction, gets ruled by Gemini. The third house gets ruled by Cancer, and in the similar fashion, the 12th house gets ruled by Aries. So this is how the signs get placed as department heads of these houses if we look at from the perspective of a company. Now, when a person walks into work in a company in a certain department, he would always carry his natural style of working and his general instinct along with him. For example, if a marketing guy is made to work in an HR department as the head there, he would very happily do all of the things that are required in that department in the HR way, but there always will be a very strong and striking marketing flavor in whatever he does. So when we similarly copy this to the horoscopic level, we see that this is what happens when particular signs get placed in particular houses. For example, you might have seen that generally people wonder that, oh my god, this person is a Gemini by birth, but he doesn't look like one because he never talks. And for Geminis, talking is their bloodline. Well, that's because his ascendant or house number one, which is the house of personality, might be pointing towards something completely different. That house might be ruled by a more balanced Libran sign, which is sign number 7, or a more serious Virgo, or a more laid back Capricorn. So, his entire personality shifts to somewhere between that of a Gemini and a Virgo, Capricorn, or a Libran. So, this is what happens, and this is how placement of signs in certain houses shifts and molds the entire performance of the zodiac. Alright, so now that our company and the department heads are sorted, next come in the employees who work in this company. And this is where the 9 planets of Vedic astrology come into play. These are Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu, and Ketu. And these 9 planets occupy their positions in the 12 houses, depending upon the degrees that they were at the time of birth of that person. Now, the number of planets in a particular house can range from 0 to as max as 9 planets, although this is a very rare condition that I've never come across of all the 9 planets being in a particular house. At max, I've seen 5 or 6 planets being placed in a particular house at one point in time. Although we can never say never, there's always a possibility that we can have more planets in one house. So this is what we need to know about a horoscope when we look from a broad perspective. Obviously, there are a lot of other things that we need to see, like the general compatibility of planets with each other, with other sign lords, how comfortable they are in particular houses, what kind of aspects they are receiving, and a lot of other things that we need to decide upon before we finally can predict something for a person. But as long as we look from the periphery, this is the broad few things that we need to actually know about a horoscope. So with this, I wrap up my video number 2, but when I meet you next week, we're going to be talking about the world's most interesting topic that there is, the 12 signs of zodiac and their personality traits. Oh my god, I just love talking about them. But anyway, until then, do like, share and subscribe to my video if you loved it, guys, and feel free to contact me for any sort of query or consultation that you might have. I'm attaching my email address in the comment section below, and yeah, that's about it. So thank you so much once again for watching, and don't forget, be crazy, be wise until we meet for the next time. I'll see you sooner. Bye bye.